እንዴት አደራችሁ? ሰላም ናችሁ? እንዴት ነው?
ዶክተር ሰላም ነን።
እንዴት ነው? ሰላም ነው?
አለን ይመስገን።
አለን። እንጀምራለን። ስለመጣችሁ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። ዛሬ ዲስከስ የምናደርገው አንደኛ ፕሮግረስ ሪፖርት ነው። እንደው ምን ይመስላል ይሄ ማስተር ክላስ ትሬኒንግ፣ ኦንላይን ትሬኒንግ እንዴት አገኛችሁት? ኮንተንቱን ምን ይመስላል? ምን ቢሻሻል ጥሩ ነው ትላላችሁ የሚለውን ነገር እናያለን። ሞር ፕሮባብሊ ይሄኛውን ከእናንተ ነው የምሰማው። እንዴት አያችሁት? ኮንተንቱ ምን ኢምፕሩቭ ቢደረግ ባለፈው ይሄ ባሳለፍነው አንድ ሳምንት ኮንተንቱ ስታዩት የመጀመሪያውን ሶስቱን ሞጁሎች ምን ምን ነገሮች ቢስተካከሉ ምን ኮንተንቶቹ ናቸው ጥሩ የሚለውን ነገር የእናንተ ኤክስፒሪየንስ ምን ይመስላል ባለፈው ሳምንት የሚለውን ነገር ዲስከስ እናደርጋለን። ከዛን በእኔ በኩል ፕሮግረስ ነው ጀነራሊ ስንት ሰው ጨረሰ የመጀመሪያውን ሳምንት ሞጁሎች የሚለውን ነገር ጀነራል ፕሮግረሱን ሪፖርት ፕሬዘንት አደርግላችኋለሁ። ከዛን ዊክ 2 ላይ ደግሞ ምን ሞጁሎቹን ዲስከስ የምናደርገው፣ ኮንተንቶቹ ምንድናቸው፣ ስለምንድነው የሚያወሩት፣ እንዴት ነው እናንተስ እንዴት ነው ማኔጅ ታይማችሁ እንዴት ነው ማኔጅ ማድረግ ያለባችሁ፣ ኮንተንቱን እንዴት ነው ማኔጅ ማድረግ ያለባችሁ የሚል አድቫይስ ነገር እሰጣችኋለሁ። ከእናንተ ልጀምር። ቴንኪው ስለመጣችሁ እንደገና። እስቲ እንዴት አገኛችሁት? ኮንተንቱ ምን ይመስል ነበር? ያለፈው ሳምንት ኤክስፒሪየንሳችሁስ ምን ይመስል ነበረ? ምን ቢስተካከል ጥሩ ነው ትላላችሁ? ምን ቢጨመር ጥሩ? ሜቢ አንድ 3 ሰው ይታየኛል ላይብረሪያን ናቸው። ሰምሃው ይሄ ትሬኒንግ እንደ ላይብረሪያን ማወቅም ያለባችሁ ነገር አለ፣ ግን ሞር አስተማሪዎች የተዘጋጀ ትሬኒንግ ስለሆነ ኮርስ ዲዛይን ስታደርጉ እንደዚህ አድርጉ፣ ኮርስ ኮንተንት ዲቨሎፕ ስታደርጉ እንደዚህ አድርጉ የሚል አይነት ፔዳጎጂ ኦንላይን ኮርስ ስትሰጡ ዲሊቨር ስታደርጉ ምን አይነት ነገር ማወቅ አለባችሁ የሚል አድቫይዝ ወይም ደግሞ ትምህርት ስለሆነ ሞር ኦር ሌስ ከላይብረሪያኖቹ ጋር ብዙ ግንኙነት ብዙ ግንኙነት የለውም። ነገር ግን ማወቁ አይከፋም። በአንድም በሌላ ግንኙነቱ ነው ዲጂታል ላይብረሪ እየተባለ እንደዚህ አይነት ነገሮችም ስላለ ወደፊትም ደግሞ ዲጂታላይዜሽኑ እየጨመረ ስለሚሄድ ይሄም ኮርስ ደግሞ ኦንላይን ኮርስ እንዴት ነው የምንሰጠው ነው የሚለው። ስለዚህ ዲጂታል ኮንቴንቱን ሪሶርሱን ደግሞ ማቅረብ ያለበት ላይብረሪ ስለሆነ እናንተ ደግሞ ያንን ነገር ማወቅ ጥሩ ነው በሚል ነው የገባችሁት። ዶክተር ተመስገንም ሀምና ላይብራሪያኖቹ መግባት አለባቸው ብሎ እነ ዶክተር ለማን ጨምሮ ሪኮመንድ በማድረግ ነው እነ ታደሰ እነ አመለወርቅና ሌሎቹ ሲወስዱ የከረመው። እናንተም ጆይን በማድረጋችሁ ጥሩ ነው። ሰማው ምን ጉዳት የለውም ማወቁ። እስቲ ግን እዚህ ላይ ኤክስፒሪየንሳችሁ ምን ይመስላል ምናምን ስል ቻሌንጅ ሊያደርጋችሁ ይችላል። ለሲር ምን እንደምትሉ እስቲ ልስማና አይ ቲንክ ሴፈ ጥሩ ሄዷል። ቅድስትም ጥሩ ሄዳለች። ገነት አይ ዶንት ኖ ኖቲስ አላደረኩሽም የቱ ጋር እንዳለሽ። እስቲ ከሴፈ ልጀምር። ሴፈ እንዴት ሚውት ነው ያለኸው? አንሚውት ማድረግ ይኖርብሃል። እንዴት ትሬኒንጉን ኮንተንቱን እንዴት አገኘው? ያለፈውን ሳምንት ትሬኒንግ ኮንተንቱን እንዴት አገኘኸው? ምን ነገር አስተማረክ? ምን ቢቀየር ጥሩ ነው ብለህ ታስባለህ? ምን ቢሻሻል ጥሩ ነው ብለህ ታስባለህ? እንደዚህ አይነት ነገሮችን የት ነው ያለኸው? የቱ ጋር ደርሰሃል? አይ ቲንክ ሴፈ የሆነ አንብቤ ያለው ብቻ ስለ ኢንትሮዳክሽን ምናምን። እስቲ ሌት ሂር ፍሮም ዩ። ቴንክ ዩ ስለመጣችሁ። ዶክተር ደግሌ ነው ደገላ ሴፈ ይሰማሃል? ያ ሚውትድ ነክ።
አመሰግናለሁ። እንዴት አደራችሁ?
እንዴት ነህ? ሰላም ነው?
እግዚአብሔር ይመስገን። የመጀመሪያ ኢንትሮዳክሽን ፓርት ላይ ነኝ እኔ ሞጁል 0 የሚለው ላይ ወደ ዋና ኮርስ አልገባም ማለት ይቻላል። እስካሁን ያው ኢንትሮዳክሽን ፓርት ነው። ሞር የሲላበስ ወይም ደግሞ ከፖሊሱ ጋር የተያያዙ ነገሮችን ያየሁበት ኮርስ ነው እና ባለፈ ሳምንት ትንሽ ሌት ሆኛል ይመስለኛል። አይ ቲንክ ከዚህም በላይም መሄድ ነበረብኝ። አንድ ቀን ማታ በደንብ ቁጭ ብዬ ሰርኩት።
በጣም ጥሩ። ያው
እና
ሞጁል ትሬኒንጉ በታይም እንትን የተገደበ ነው፣ በጊዜ የተገደበ ነው። ስለዚህ በዛ ጊዜ ውስጥ መጨረስ መቻል አለባችሁ ሁላችሁም። የመጀመሪያውን ሳምንት ሞጁሎች በዚህ የመጀመሪያ ሳምንት ማለቅ ነበረበት። ነገር ግን ያው ፕሮግረሱ ያን ያህል ስላልሆነ ሰምሃው ዴድላይኑን ትንሽ ለመጨመር ሀሳብ አለኝ። ያው በአንድ ሳምንት ግን ባላችሁ ጊዜ በማጣበብ ለመጨረስ መሞከር መቻል አለባችሁ። የአንደኛውን 3ቱን ሞጁሎች በአንደኛው ሳምንት ማለቅ ነበረባቸው። በዛው ልክ መሄድ አለባችሁ አለብህ ማለት ነው። አንተም ፕሮግረሱ ያው ፓድሌት ሰልፍ ኢንትሮዳክሽን ላይ ብቻ ከሆነ ሰማዊ ይቀርሃል። ችግር ካለ ባይዘው ስፔሻሊ ላይብረሪ ውስጥ ለምትሰሩት ችግር ካለ በአካል መታችሁ ማናገር ትችላላችሁ። እንዴት እንደሚሰራ ካልገባችሁ እንደዚህ አይነት ነገሮችን በአካል መታችሁ አይዲያ ማግኘት፣ ሀሳብ ማግኘት ወይም ዳይሬክሽኑ ማግኘት ይቻላል። ያንን እናድርግ እስቲ። አይ ቲንክ ዶክተር ኦጁሉ ፕሮግረሱ ብዙም እንትን አላልክም። እስቲ እንደው ያጋጠመህን ቻሌንጆች እስቲ እናውራ ነው፣ ግን ያው በኋላ እናወራበታለን ኢን ዲቴይል።
ቴንክ ዩ ዶክተር። ቴንክ ዩ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። ያው የኔ ችግር ለየት ያለ ነው። አንደኛ እዚህ ቢሮ ላይ ያው ዴስክቶፕ አይሰራም፣ እንዲሰራ መደረግ አለበት። እቲ ሴክሽን ባለሙያ መጥቶ ምናልባት ከዚህ ስብሰባ በኋላ ከሪቻርት የምታስተካክል ይመስለኛል። ሁለተኛ የኔ ላፕቶፕ ያው ኢንስቲትዩሽናል ኢሜይሉ ወይ ሪሴት መደረግ አለበት። አደርጋለሁ ብዬ ቢዚ ስለሆንኩኝ አላደረኩም። ምናልባት አፍተር ዲስ ሚቲንግ ዶክተር አንተ ጋር መጥቼም የምናወራው ይሆናል ማለት ነው። አልጀመርኩም። ያው ሶሪ ፎር ዳት። ግን ያው ታይሙ አንድ ሳምንት ይጨመር የሚለው ነገር ይስማማኛል። በዛ ውስጥ አይ ሃቭ ቱ ዱ ዲስ።
ኦኬ በጣም ጥሩ። ያው ነገርየው እስከምትጀምሩት ነው እንጂ ያን ያህል የሚከብድ ነገር የለውም። ስፔሻሊ ኤክስፒሪያንሱ እዚህ መማር ማስተማሩ ላይ ኤክስፒሪያንስ ላለው ሰው አዲስ ኮንሰፕት የለውም። በጣም ሲምፕል ነው። እንዴት ነው አንዳንድ ነገሮቹ እንዴት ነው ስቱደንት ኢንተራክሽን እንዴት ነው ፕሮሞት የምናደርገው እና የመጀመሪያ ሳምንት ላይ የምናያቸው 3ቱ ሞጁሎችም ሞር ኦር ሌስ የምናውቃቸው ኦልሬዲ የምናውቃቸው ለርኒንግ ኦብጀክቲቭ እንዴት ነው ክሬት የምናደርገው፣ ለርኒንግ ኦብጀክቲቭ ስማርት እንዲሆን ምን ማድረግ አለብን፣ እንዴት ነው ሜጀረብል የምናደርገው፣ ኮርስ ኮንተንትን ዲቨሎፕ ስናደርግ ኳሊቲውን እንዴት ነው አሹር የምናደርገው የሚል አይነት ነገር ስለሆነ ይሄ ደግሞ ከዘውትር ስራችን ላይ የምንሰራው አይነት ነገር ነው። ስለዚህ እንደው ቴክኒካል ችግሩን ከፈታኸው ኦር በአንድ ቀን በሁለት ቀንም የምትጨርሰው አይነት ነገር ነው። በጣም ቢግ ዲል አይደለም። ብዙ ሰዎችም እየጨረሱ ነው ያሉት። ልክ ከዚህ ስብሰባ በኋላ እኔ ጋር ናና ወይ እኔ እመጣለሁ አንተ ያለህበት ዲስከስ እናደርጋለን እና ያንን ቴክኒካል የሆነውን ችግር እንፈታና ያው እስከ አርብ ባለው ጊዜ ውስጥ በእርግጠኝነት ትጨርሰዋለህ ብዬ አስባለሁ። ቴንክ ዩ ዶክተር ደገላ ጋር እንሂድ እስቲ። አይ ቲንክ ዶክ ይሰማሃል ብዬ አስባለሁ። እዚህ ጋር ሚውትድ እንዳልሆንክ ነው የሚያሳየኝ። ይሰማሃል ዶክ? ድምጽ ግን እኛ ጋር የለም። ኦኬ ኔትወርክ ችግር ያለበት ቦታ ነው ያለው መሰለኝ። ኦኬ እስቲ ምንድነው ያለን ያለነው ዶክ ፕሮግረሳችሁ ምን ይመስላል? ባለፈው ሳምንት አንድ ሳምንት አሳልፈናል። 3 ሞጁሎችን አይተናል። ኢቭን አንተም ሰልፍ ኢንትሮዳክሽን ፓርቱን አይቻለሁ። አይ ቲንክ ኢቭን ሞጁል 2 ያለው መጨረሻ ላይ ኮርስ ኮንተንት አላይመንት ወርክሺት የሚለውን አሳይመንት የሰራክ ይመስለኛል። ባለፈው አንድ ሳምንት ያየናቸው ሞጁሎች 3ቱ ሞጁል እንዴት አያችሁት? ኮንተንቱ ምን ይመስላል? ፕሮግረሳችሁ ምንድነው? ምን ቢጨመርበት ምን ቢቀነስ ትላላችሁ? ጀነራሊ ምን ይመስላል? የመጀመሪያው ሳምንት ፕሮግረስ አካሄዱ ኤቭሪቲንግ ኢቨን ኮንተንቱ ላይ ምን የእናንተ ሪፍሌክሽን በዛ ዙሪያ በትሬኒንጉ ዙሪያ ምን ይመስላል? እስቲ ኤክስፒሪየንሳችሁ ምን ይመስላል የሚለውን ነገር ዲስከስ እያደረግን ያለ ነው። ሶ ዶክ አንተም ያው ሰምሃው ፕሮግረስ እንዳሳየቅ አይ ቲንክ ካልተሳሳትኩኝ ኢቨን ብዙ ፕሮግረስ እንዳለህ ነውና እንዴት አገኘኸው? ትሬኒንጉን እንዴት አየኸው? ኮንተንቱን እንዴት አየኸው? ምን ቻሌንጅ አጋጠመክ? የቱ ጋር ነው አሁን ያለኸው የሚለውን ነገር እንድትነግረን ብለን ነው። አይ ቲንክ እያወራክ ነው ዶክ። አይ ቲንክ የሆነ ቴክኒካል ችግር። ኦኬ ሚውትር ነክ ዶክ። ድምፅ እንትን የምትለዋን ሚውትር ነክ እና እሷን ክሊክ አድርጋት። እቺ ማይክ አይ ቲንክ እሷን እስቲ ማይክ የምትመስለዋን ኦር ሼር አድርጌ ላሳይክ። እያወራህ ነው ግን እኛ እየሰማንክ አይደለም። ላሳይክ። እቺን እዚህ ጋር የአንተ ስክሪን ላይ እቺ ነገር ትታያለች። እቺ ነገር ክሊክ አድርጋት። ሚውትድ ነክ አሁን አንተው እዚች ጋር እቺን ወይ ደግሞ ይሄን የሚመስል አለና ማይክሮፎን የሚለው ተርን ኦፍ ማይክሮፎን አንተ ተርን ኦን ማድረግ አለብህ። አሁን አንተ እንዲህ ነው ያለው እንደዚህ እንዲህ ነው። ሶ ጀስት ክሊክ ሂር ሚውትር ነው ያለው ዶክ። እችኛውን ያንተ ላይ ክሊክ አድርገው። ያንተን ፓርት ከፎቶ ካጠገብ ነው ያለችው። ሶ ዶክተር እስኪመለስ ድረስ ሜቢ ያልተናገረ ሰው ገነት እስቲ የት ነው ያለሽው? ኮንት ምን ላይ ነው? እንዴት ነው ትሬኒንጉንስ እንዴት አየሽው? እነ ታደሰም እነ አመለወርቅ እና አብዱ ሀምናን የወሰዱት። ሶ ሞር ኦር ሌስ ኮንተንቱ ከላይብረሪያኖቹ ጋር ብዙም ግንኙነት ባይኖረው ግን ዲጂታላይዜሽንን ለማስፋፋት በሚታቀደው እቅድ ውስጥ ዞሮ ዞሮ ይጠቅማል ከሚል አሰምሽን ነው ሪኮሜንዴሽኑ የመጣው። ሶ እንዴት አየሽው? እስቲ የቱ ጋር ነው ያለሽ? ኦልሬዲ ጀመረሻል አልጀመርሽም የሚለውን ነገር እስቲ እንስማ ካንቺ። ገነት አይ ቲንክ አንቺ ሚውት ነሽ መሰለኝ። ዩ ካን ኖት አይ ቲንክ ሚውትር ነሽ። ሚውት ማድረግ ይኖርብሻል። እችኛዋን ክሊክ ማድረግ ይኖርብሻል። እችኛዋን እዚህ የአንቺ ኮምፒውተር ላይ ማለት ነው የራስሽ ከፎቶች ስር እችኛዋን ማይክ ክሊክ ማድረግ ይኖርብሻል። እና የሆነ እንደዚህ መስመር እንደዚህ ካለበት ማውራት አትችይም ወይንም የምታወሪ ወደኛ አይተላለፍም። ሜቢ እችኛዋን አንሚውት ማድረግ ይኖርብሻል። አሁን እነ ቢኒያም ካለ አንቺ ጋር እርዳታ መጠየቅ ትችያለሽ። ኦኬ ዘውዱስ እስቲ ምን ትለናለህ? ያለፈው ሳምንት ፕሮግረስ እንዴት ነው? ኮንተንቱን እንዴት አገኘኸው? ምን ቢጨመር ኢቭን ዘ ዌይ ኮርሱ ዲሊቨር ትሬኒንጉ ዲሊቨር የሚደረግበት አፕሮች ጥሩ ነው ጥሩ አይደለም? ኦንላይን ነው፣ ብዙ የመምህራን ኢንተርቬንሽን የለውም። ብዙ ነገር የምታነቡት በራሳችሁ ነው። ነገሩ መምህራኑ ራሱ ወይም ተማሪው ወይም ትሬኒንጉን የሚወስደው ሰው ራሱ ነው ማንበብ ያለበት፣ አሳይመንቶቹን መስራት ያለበት። እኔ ኮመንሊ ክላስ ውስጥ እንደምናውቀው ኢንተርቬንሽን ብዙ አይደለም፣ ሰልፍ ማኔጅድ ነው እና ያም የሆነበት ምክንያት ብዙ ይሄንን ትሬኒንግ መውሰድ ያለባቸው ሰዎች ኤክስፔሪንሱ አላቸው ተብሎ ስለሚገመት ያን ያህል ኢንተርቬንሽን አያስፈልግም፣ ራሳቸው አንብበው ይረዱታል፣ ፎሎ አፕ ብቻ ነው የሚያስፈልገው ከሚል ነው ከአሪዞና ስቴት ዩኒቨርሲቲ ይሄ እንደዚህ አይነት ትሬኒንግ ዲዛይን የተደረገው። እንዴት አገኛችሁት? ይሄ ወይ ውስጥ ጥሩ ነው ወይ? ምን ኤክስፔሪንስ አገኛችሁ? ከዚህ አንድ ሳምንት ቆይታችሁ ውስጥ ምን አዲስ ነገር አገኛችሁ? ኤክስፔሪንስ ውስጥ ምን ይመስላል? ቻሌንጅስ አጋጥሟችኋል ወይ? በመጨረሻም አሁን የቱ ጋር ነው ያላችሁት? እንዴት ነው ታይም ማኔጅመንታችሁ ምን ይመስላል የሚል ነገር ነው እያወራን ያለ ነው። እስቲ ካንተ እንስማ ዘውዱ። ዘውዱ ሚውትር ነክ ኢንኬዝ ያወራ ከሆነ ካንተ ፎቶ ስር እቺ ነገር አለች፣ እቺ ምልክት የምትመስል እሷን ክሊክ አድርገህ እንደዚህ መስመር ነገር ካለው ድምጽ ካይሰማም ማለት ነው። ለምሳሌ አሁን ክሊክ ባደርገው መስመር ካለው ያን እኔ ማወራውን እናንተ አሰሙ። ለምሳሌ ያውላችሁ አሁን እያወራው ነው ያለሁት ግን እየሰማችሁኝ አይደለም። እያወራው ነበረ ግን እየሰማችሁኝ አይደለም ቢኮዝ እዚህ ጋር ሚውት አድርጌዋለሁ። እናንተም እንደዛ አይነት ነገር ላይ ነው ያላችሁት። እሱን ክሊክ ማድረግ አለባችሁ። ሜቢ ፕሮግረሳችሁን ከውስጥ ልትጽፉልኝ ትችላላችሁ። ያለውንም ችግር ሼር ልታደርጉኝ ትችላላችሁ። ስፔሻሊ ደግሞ ላይብረሪ ውስጥ ለምትሰሩት እዚሁ ስላለውኝ በጣም ወደ 15 ሰው ነው ታደሰ እንዲሰለጥኑ ብሎ ሼር ያደረገኝ። ግን ብዙ ሰው አይደለም ፕሮግረሱም ያለው አንድ ሁለት ሰው ብቻ ነው ጥሩ እየሄደ ያለው። በቢሮ መታችሁ ልታናግሩኝ ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው። እና እቺ ያስቸገራችሁን ነገር መታችሁ ልትጠይቁኝ ትችላላችሁ። እንደዛ ማድረግ እንችላለን። እኔ አሁን ጀስት ወደ ፕሬዘንቴሽን ሊድ ሜቢ ቅድስት ተመልሳ መታለች። ኢንኬስ ቅድስት ምን እያወራን ያለ ነው የት ነው ያላችሁት የሚለውን ነገር ፕሮግረሳችሁ ምን ይመስላል፣ የትሬኒንጉን ኮንተንትስ እንዴት አገኛችሁት፣ ምን አዲስ ነገርስ ተገነዘባችሁ፣ ምን ነው አካሄዱ አሰጣጡ የትሬኒንጉ አሰጣጥ ላይ ምን አይነት ሀሳብ አላችሁ የሚለውን ነገር ሪፍሌክሽን ከአንደኛው ሳምንት ቆይታ ላይ እየሰማን ያለ ነው። ኢንኬዝ አንቺም እንትን ልታወሪ የሚመችሽ ከሆነ ያንን ነገር እንድትነግሪን ነው። ሚውትር ነሽ አሁን አንሚውት ማድረግ ይኖርብሻል መጀመሪያ። ሚውትር ነሽ። እዚች ጋር የአንቺ ፎቶ ስር እዚች ጋር እችኛዋን ነገር አንዴ ክሊክ ማድረግ ይኖርብሻል። የሆነ እንደዚህ ክሮስ ነገር ካለበት ድምፅ እየተላለፈ አይደለም ማለት ነው። አሁን ለምሳሌ እኔ ክሊክ ባደርገው የሆነ ክሮስ ነገር ይመጣበታል እና ድምፅ አይተላለፍም። አይ ቲንክ ሌትስ ኮንቲኒው። ስለዚህ ቅድስት ኢዝ ኦኬ። ስለዚህ በውስጥ ጻፉልኝ። እኔ ወደ ፕሬዘንቴሽኑ ልሂድና ምን ይመስላል ቆይታ ሜቢ ኔክስት ዊክ የምንማረውን ነገር ሼር አደርጋችኋለሁ። ይታያችኋል ብዬ አስባለሁ። ይታያል አይደል? ይታያችኋል? ስክሪኑ ይታያችኋል? ይሄ ፓወርፖይንት ያ ኦኬ። እስቲ ደግሞ በእኔ በኩል ያለውን ትንሽ ነገር ሼር ላድርጋችሁና እንደምታውቁት ይሄ ትሬኒንግ ፋውንዴሽን ፎር ኤክሰለንስ ኢን ቲቺንግ ኦንላይን ይባላል እና ዛሬ ደግሞ ዊክ 2 ላይ የምንማማረውን ነገር ሞጁሎችን ነው ብሪፍሊ ኢንትሮዲዩስ የማደርጋችሁ። ከዛ በፊት ግን እነዚህን ነገሮች እና ማውራት ነው ያሰብኩት፣ ወይ አጀንዳ ኦፍ ማይ ፕሬዘንቴሽን እነዚህ ናቸው ማለት ነው። ከዛ በፊት ምን እስቲ ፕሮግረሳችን ምን እንደሚመስል ያው ከቴሌግራም ላይም ሼር እያደረግኳችሁ ስለነበረ እሱኑ ነገር ላስረዳችሁና ጥሩ ነው ያለው ፕሮግረስ ከተመዘገበው ሰው አንጻር ማለት ነው። ትሬኒንጉን ለመውሰድ ፕሮፖዝ ከተደረገው ሰው አንጻር ሳይሆን ትሬኒንጉን ለመውሰድ ከተመዘገበው አክቲቭ ነኝ ብሎ ካለው ሰው አንጻር 15 ሰው ፓድሌት ሰልፍ ኢንትሮዳክሽንን ጨርሷል። 9 ሰው ደግሞ ኮርስ ኮንተንት አላይመንት ወርክሺትን ጨርሷል እና ይሄ ጥሩ ነገር ነው። ሞር ኦር ሌስ 9 ሰው ማለት 50% እንደማለት ነው። 24 ሰው ነው ትሬኒንጉን እወስዳለሁ ብሎ አክቲቭ የሆነው። ወደ 35 ሰው ነው ግን ትሬኒንጉን ይወስዳሉ ተብለው ስማቸው የተላለፈው። ከ24ቱ ሰዎች ውስጥ 9ኙ ሰው ኮርስ ኮንተንት አላይመንት ወርክሺትን ስለጨረሰ ይሄ ጥሩ አቺቭመንት ነው፣ ግን ብዙ ልንሰራበት ይገባል። በሚቀጥለው ሳምንት ብዙ ነገሮችን በስልክም በመደወል ሜሴጆችንም በመላክ አንዳንድ ያለውን ችግርም ለመረዳት በመሞከር ይሄንን ቁጥር ከፍ ለማድረግ እንሞክራለን። አትሊስት 20 ሰው ምናምን እንዲጨርስ ስራውን እንሰራለን። እኔ እሰራለሁ። እናንተም በርቱ። እዚህ ያላችሁ ሰዎች ይህንንም ቪዲዮ ሪከርድም ስለሆነ ይህንንም ነገር ሼር አደርጋችኋለሁ። ይህንንም በማዳመጥ ሜሴጁን ያገኛሉ ብዬ አስባለሁ እና ሊንሰራ ይገባል። የመጨረሻ እድልም ስለሆነ ልንሰራበት ይገባል። ዊክ 2 ሞጁልስ ሞጁል 3 ኢፌክቲቭ ስቱደንት ኢንተራክሽን ነው የሚለው። as we know, like in face-to-face class, the teacher is in the class, the students are also in the class, and therefore like student to student interaction is not a big deal. But in the case of online learning and the teaching process, both the student and the teachers are not in the class, and therefore, like student to student interaction, student to the teacher interaction is really a big deal. And now in these modules, we are going to see how we can ensure good, effective student to student interaction. So at the end of these modules, I expect that you will learn the following things. The first one is you will learn to design engaging student to student interactions that leads to learning, and also you will contribute to the learning community through like community participation. You will contribute to the learning community and demonstrate a proficient OpenEDX learning management system navigation from the student perspective, especially like for those who have IT background, or for those who are working on IT related things or digital library related things. I think this course is very important. This training is also very important for you, because like we are going to manage this learning management system, OpenEDX learning management system, and you are the one who is going to operate it. Therefore, at this stage, you better get familiar with the content, the ways that the course designed and delivered in this learning management system. So it is very essential to know that, and you need to give, like, I know that like towards some of you have IT background, so do this thing very seriously. And the other one is, social constructivism theories. We know, especially for those teachers, like, social constructivism theory is one of learning theories. And according to these theories, like, new knowledge and new understandings, will be built by social interaction. As you see on this picture, for example, these are students. They are like communicating with each other. They are talking with each other. They are on the discussions on different issues. So according to social constructivism theories, these theories emphasize that the role of social interaction and cultural context in the construction of knowledge and understanding. And this theory believe, like, active engagement, active student, or like discussion or interactions among students is the base for learning a new knowledge. Your experience, your past experience, your culture, your norms, your belief, and the environment that you are living in determine the type of the knowledge that you will get. Therefore, according to these theories, learning is about like communications, discussions, interactions. So this is not a big deal in face-to-face classes. If we follow these theories in the case of learning, this is not a big deal in the case of face-to-face classes. But like in the online platforms or in the online classes, because the students are living at different places, and the instructors also live in different places, and ensuring like this communication engagement from the student side is a little bit challenging. But it's not a big deal, because there are a lot of technology, there are a lot of strategies that we can use that can promote engagements and interactions, and that discussion among students. So we are going to deal about those technologies, those strategies that we can use in the online learning and the teaching pedagogy or methodologies to ensure or to effectively implement the idea of what this social constructivism theory emphasize. So like social constructivism in online learning and the teaching. Now, as I already mentioned, there are activities and a technology that can support student-to-student interaction. You can see these pictures. And actually, they are adult students. They engage in these interactions or discussions or communication, even on the online platforms, even if they are not in the same places, even if they are not in the classes. But we can even promote this student engagement and the student-to-student interactions by using different activity and different technology that can support to ensure these things. For example, we can use a discussion boards, collaborative document editing tools, video conferencing platforms, and a virtual group. These are some of the technology that we can use in the online classes, and these things actually promote student-to-student interaction or students' engagement in learning and the teaching process. And this thing lastly enhance the learning experience of our students, and even it give an opportunity for them to learn a new knowledge. So according to the social constructivism theories, Students acquire or get a new knowledge through their social interaction, through their communication, of course, not from somewhere, just from their culture, from their norms and from their values. They develop the new knowledge and the new skill and the new know-hows according to these theories. Therefore, in order to implement social constructivism theories, we can use different technologies. Like, for example, for asynchronous student interaction. When we say asynchronous, that means like students actually attend the class at their own times. They don't need to attend the class at the same time. For example, this training, the Master Foundation for Excellency in Teaching Online Training, or the Masterclass Foundation for Excellency in Teaching Online Training, actually designed as a synchronous student, platform. That means the students, they don't need to attend the class at the same times. They can attend or they can engage in learning in the teaching process or in the learning process at their own time. They don't need. Some of you can read and do your assignment and participate in group discussion in the morning time. Some of you can participate even in the evening time or in the midnight. It depends on your time, and therefore that is asynchronous. You don't need to attend the class at the same time. So if you are following this asynchronous student or online learning approach, you can use, for example, discussion. Discussion is one of the technology that you can use to promote student-to-student interaction. You can even use Google Workspaces and Microsoft 365. Even we can use bulletin board posts, or we can use Adobe Express, or we can use WhatsApp and Slacks. These are the technologies. These are some of them, of course. They are not all. These are some of the examples that we can use to promote online student engagement for asynchronous student interaction. So as I told you, when I say asynchronous, that means the students, they don't need to attend the class at the same time. They can attend the class at a different time. This one is a little bit flexible, so that you can work when you need to work. Then when you have a time, you can do your learning, your learning activities. And that one is, so in that case, if your course is designed in these approaches, you can use these technologies and these strategies to promote student-to-student interaction. The other one is synchronous. That is opposite to asynchronous. This one is synchronous. Here, the student needs to attend the class at the same time. There must be a real-time communication among the students. So they need to attend the class at the same time. So, for example, at this time, of course, I am recording and then I will share you the video record of this meeting or these sessions. But like, this one is, for example, is an example for asynchronous online student interaction. That means you need to attend the class at the same time. You need to, like, if it is online, you need to attend through different meeting, like Zoom meeting, video conference, or Google Live meeting, whatever it is. You need to attend that class in the same time, and then you need to engage in learning in the teaching process at the same time. So if you are following that approaches, you can use, for example, online meeting space. We can use Google Workspace and Microsoft 365. We can use polling, or we can use whiteboards. These are some of the technologies and some of the strategies that we can use this to promote student-to-student interaction, students' engagement in learning in the teaching process, of course, in the online platforms. And if we use this one of these technologies, that means the student needs to actively engage at the same time. Real-time communication must be administered in these cases. And the other one is like, it's not flexible. This one is not flexible because you need to attend the class at the same time. Like, for example, at this time you need to come here and you need to attend this live Google meeting. If you are like have another assignment, then that is not good for you, right? Therefore, the asynchronous online student interaction is not as flexible as the other one. But this one is good because you have real-time information and there is also real-time communication. That is easy as well. So we can promote real-time or like real-time discussions by using synchronous online student interaction. And the other one is like in online learning and the teaching process. Okay, we agree that like we can use different technologies for the students to student interaction or students engagement in online learning platform. That is good, but there must be rules and the regulations in order to have good communication, in order to have like effective learning, experience, or like good learning experience. There must be rules and the regulation that we need to follow. We need to, for example, be scholars. You need to be professional. You need to be also be polite and be respectful. So these are some of the rules that you need to follow when you learn on online platform. Because like if you like you have to limit the way you communicate. So you have to know these rules and the regulations. These are the things that you can do, and these are the things that you cannot do and don't do. So you need to read those things and you need to follow. There must be some rules that guide us, some rules and the regulations that like help us to have effective communication with each other. So this is all about the thing in module 3, but like this is just briefly or shortly. So this is a kind of stepping stone for you to read more, to engage more in learning and the teaching process, or to dig more in all the learning materials of this or this training in module 3. So that module 3 talk about these things briefly or shortly, but for more detail, I highly recommend you to go there and read what the content of module 3 talks. So they are very simple. They are talking about these things, or those content actually describe about this thing, and this is something that we are already familiar with, I hope, right? It's not a new thing, it's more or less. Now let's talk about module 4, that is course design and content development. So here we are going to experience how we can develop interactive and engaging online course content. What approach, what techniques, what designs we should follow in order to design or in order to develop very interactive, very engaging, very fruitful, and also quality course content, this online course content. So at the end of this module, I expect that you will learn the following things: express various pedagogical approach for delivering course content online. 2. Identify and describe some of the design and delivery technique of effective instructional content. 3. Contribute to the learning community. And 4. Demonstrate a proficient OpenEDX learning management system navigation from the student perspective. So, by the way, if you see here, it says the first one, for example, express various pedagogical approach for delivering course content online. And then it says course objective 1 and course objective 2. You know, the objective of this training are 2 in number, right? One is like experiencing online learning from the student perspective. The other one is like designing alignment in a standard driven online course content. So we need to develop, lastly, at the end of this mode training, you will get the skill that help you to develop aligned and standard driven online course content. So these are the 2 objectives of this training. And by the way, this is module level course objective. This is the module level. In module 4, we expect that you will learn these things. But each module level course objective should contribute to the course level course objective. I want to show you the alignment. Like each course, this is module level objective. This is overall course level objective. This objective actually contribute for this 2 objective. The second one also contribute for this 2 overall objective of this training. But the third one, for example, contribute to the learning community. It actually is an input for the first learning objective or course level learning objective, which says that you are experiencing online learning from the student perspective. Then the fourth one also contribute for only the first course level objective. So what is the point here is that when we develop learning objective, we need to make sure that each learning objective actually aligned to each other's, right? For example, we have course level learning objective. We have objective that we expect our student will learn at the end of that courses. And also we have modules, right? We have chapters. So each chapters level learning objective should contribute for the overall course level learning. This alignment must be ensured. That is what we call it, like alignment driven online course content. Aligned, those three things should align. Now let's learn how we design and develop online course content, online course design and development. Of course, designing and developing an online course involves more than copy the content into the digital. It is more than that. It is not now we are experiencing or we are working on delivering course in face-to-face class, right? So if you want to build the online course content at this time, or digital course content, it's not only just copying those things or those PDFs, those PowerPoints, and then upload it on learning management system. It is more than that. It is like completely beyond that. So we need to do, or we need to use learning management system features that can promote a student to student interaction. Like, for example, we have in our learning, in our training, for example, there are 4 places that we need to engage ourselves. One is community forum. In that community forum, you need to engage yourself, you need to respond for the questions, you need to participate in that process, right? So we need to know how to operate that thing. We need to know how to use it. Therefore, like when we design and develop online content, it is just beyond like copy and pasting face-to-face class into the online. It is more than that. We need to go beyond that, and we need to learn how to use and how to operate that. Of course, like we have a supporter for that. If you are a teacher, like there are also a supporter. Like we have education technologists. That means now we require our ICT staff and like our staff that are working in library cases, our staff that are working in digital areas, because now teachers cannot like, or he don't need to even operate that learning management system. Rather, he needs to have educational technologists or ICT support staff. Like we call it like instructional designers. By the way, at the Ethiopian Civil Service University, we have one instructional designers that get training from Arizona State University, Dr. Admaso. So he's going to give the same training as I did for masterclass training. So you will get the opportunity to learn how to operate learning management system. So therefore, the point in here is that like when we think about designing and developing online content, it is more than just copy and pasting. We need to know how to use even that learning management system. In this case, by the way, there are different learning management systems that we can use, but for the time being, we need to use OpenEDX learning management system. This is a direction from the Ministry of Education. But last times I had like one communication with one of the professors from America. For example, actually I got contact information from Dr. Wagari, and he told me like he recommended me to use other learning management system, which is very simple. But because the direction from Ministry of Education is to use OpenEDX learning management system, and there are also very advanced or well-known universities at the global level that are using this OpenEDX learning management system, we better start by using OpenEDX learning management system. Therefore, we need to know we need to have some skills, some knowledge that help us to like operate on or like design and develop courses in this learning management system. That's OpenEDX learning management system. So steps for designing and developing online course content. As usual, we need to start from the objective. First of all, we need to know the objective. So that is what we call it backward design. First, we need to start from the end. The end is, of course, the objective. The objective of that is the end. That is, objective means it is something that's, or the skill and knowledge that we want our student to get or know, right? We want to share with our student. That is our objective. So we need to start from our objective. What I want to share with my student, what they need. First of all, I need to know their gap. Then I need to design objective that help me to fit that gap. Lastly, I need to plan learning experience, that is activities, learning activities, resource, and things like that. Thirdly, I need to determine evidence. That means how I can check whether my student actually learn what I want to share with them. That is my learning objective, whether they get that learning objective or not. Then we need to determine evidence. That means we need to design assessments. So choose assessment and activity for learning demonstration is the third thing that we need to do. So this picture actually demonstrates these things very well, or show these things very well. This is learning outcome. This is learning outcome means learning objective. This is the intervention, instructional material, the learning activities and interaction. Lastly, we need to measure whether our students understand what we want to share with them, right? That's what we call it, assessment. We need to develop assessment. So online course development actually has the following steps. The first thing we need to do is that we need to identify which courses we can deliver online, right? We need to know the gap and which courses can fill that gaps, and we need to determine which courses we should deliver online. That is at analysis stages. And at planning stage, then we need to plan financially, technically, which learning management system I should use, which one is very simple, which one is also customer friendly, and I need to determine these things. So planning for different things. I need to plan for budgets, in terms of budget. I need to plan for time. At what time I need to deliver that courses. I need to know that all those things. So budget, time, technologies, learning management, even what type of interactive resources I can use, videos, infographics, all those things. I need to know that things, and I need to plan for that at planning stage. And then at the designing stage, we need to have some framework for that courses, some blueprint for that courses, so that depending on that framework, conceptual framework, or depending on that blueprints, then we are going to develop the course. In the development stages, we need to determine which learning management systems we need to use. Then we need to design and develop the course content in that learning management system, and we need to use all the interactive resource that we want to share or we want to use to deliver our course content. Lastly, even we need to do the pilots at the development stages, whether the learning management system we chose actually work effectively or not, and we need to check it whether everything is going well or not. So that is the development stage. And lastly, delivery stage. So this is the stage that we give that resources open for our students or accessible for our students. And if we need to give a lecture, we have to give them. If we need to share a video with them, we have to share that video with them. And lastly, that's the evaluation. So we need to evaluate whether our objective meet or not, whether we meet our target or not, whether everything is fine or not, whether the gap that we identify at analysis stage actually fulfilled or not. So this is what the things that we need to, or the steps that we need to pass through when we develop e-learning resources in our courses, or even to deliver courses in online platform. Lastly, of course, we need to ensure whether the course that we develop actually meets the quality that we need to achieve. So there is some approaches that we need to use in order to check whether that course content actually meets the quality that we need to assure or we need to meet. So there are different platforms that we can use in order to check whether the course content that we develop actually meets the quality that we need to do. Like, for example, we can use quality matter rubric. I think you are familiar with what the quality matter rubric is because we have seen this thing in module 2. In module 2, quality matter rubric is a program or it's a platform that help us to check whether the digital course content we develop actually meet the standard that we need to meet, right? And even in Ethiopian context, we are going to use quality matter rubric in order to check whether the course. By the way, if we want to start online class at this time, first we need to get a privilege or the right to do that things from Arizona State University. One, that is Arizona State University give us the right to use OpenEDX learning management system. One. The other is we need to have a communication with Ministry of Education, and then we need to get the rights or like go ahead from the Ministry of Education. That's also another thing. And lastly, once we develop everything and once we did everything, then before we deliver it, we need to get approval from the Ministry of Education. Because if you see e-learning policy, I have shared that things with you so that even I can share it again. If you see our e-learning policy, like there is a quality matter rubric at the end of the policy, and that quality matter rubric says, like, in order to ensure whether, like, in order to check whether your online course content meets the, the required standard, we need to use this quality matter. Therefore, we need to get like familiar with what this quality matter talk. It has 8 general standards and it has 42 specific standards. So each specific standard has its own weight, so that we are going to check whether our course actually meets the required standard or not using that weight. And if we score more than 85%, that means our course actually can be delivered online. Otherwise, we need to do again, or we need to make some adjustment or some improvements. So Quality Matter is one platform that we can use to check whether our digital content meets the required standard or not. The other one is Exemplary Online Instructions, owned by California State University. I think this one is by Harvard University. OpenSeni Course Quality Review, and this is also another platform that we can use to check whether the course content that we develop to be delivered online actually meets the required standard or not. Creating effective video lecture, because now we think about online courses, sometimes what you do is that you have to have like video lecture, and then you need to share that video lecture with your student. You need to record videos, and then you need to share it with your student. But there is some rule that you need to know. First, use guiding question. First of all, when you record a video, like have some kind of questions and start from that questions. You like the question is about the thing that you are going to talk, but actually it is one of the mechanisms that you can use in order to get attention from your students, so that even in the class, sometimes if your students like they are not active in the class, or if they are not in the mood, if things like that, maybe in the afternoon or whatever it is, if the class is difficult for them, one of the strategy that I use is like I ask a question. Just I say like I will not ask one specific individual, but for that topic I will talk like I will ask some question that is related to the thing that I am going to talk, and the student is become active in like suddenly they become active. So that is a good strategy. I used to use it, even I see it here and I'm just surprised. So that is one very good thing. So using guided question is very interesting. Before you start talking what you are talking, or you need to talk, or you plan to talk, just like ask some of the questions that is related to the thing that you are going to talk. And that thing is gets, or attract the attention of your listener or someone who watching that videos. The other one is make a lecture a part of the assignment. Now, for example, in this short presentation or PowerPoint, if you read this short, in my case, you will get very important points that are highly related with your assignment. So this is also another thing, is because you watch me, or because you are active now, or you attend this session, you need to get some benefit, even in your videos. So you have to relate your videos with your assignments. That is very essential. That is very important, because your student need to get a benefit because of their presence. So you need to relate like what you talk with the assignment that the student needs to do. The other one is use visual to reinforce and provide alternative approach to information. It's better to use visual, like with a camera, not like audio. That's not good, because like people understand by seeing you or by watching you. That's good. Therefore, video is better than audio. And the other one is length. The optimum length for a video lecture that promotes the highest probability of learner engagement is no longer than 6 to 9 minutes. That is like very important. When you record a video, make sure that your video is very short. One of the things that I want to do, but most of the time I can't, is this one. Because like, for example, in my plan, I want to make like 30-minute Google Live sessions like this one. But most of the time, it's like 1 hour or 1.5 hours. That is a big problem. So I plan to do on that. It's not good to have very long lecture because you can't get attention of your students or your someone who watch you. So 9 to 10 minutes video lecture is very important. The last point and the last chapter is about instructor presence and action plan. That is related to what we have seen in chapter 3, module 3. Here, the point is, the instructor is not in the class, the students are not also in the class, then how we promote or how we create a feeling among our online learner as instructor are there or as instructor is there that can help them, right? How we can create that feeling. So that is the thing that we are going to see. So here is 5 learning objectives. In order to save our time, let's jump this one. This is the thing that I expect that you will learn at the end of this module. So now let's go to what instructor presence chapter module talk about. Instructor presence is this modules actually talk about how we create that feeling among our students. As we are like, for example, nearby them, as we are near them, as we are approachable for them, as we are engaged in that learning and the teaching process with them, how we can create that feeling. Because we are not physically there, but we can create that feeling. For example, now, this is online training. And sometimes even I deliver this training at different places. And some of you are in the library, some of you are in your homes, some of you are in your office, some of you even you are watching me on transport and things like that, right? But I'm using different ways and different approaches to show my presence. Like, for example, we have Telegram groups. At least twice in a day, I share you some message. And sometimes I share you my phone and ask you to call me if you need me, right? This is one of the strategies that you can use in order to promote your presence. I'm there. There is someone near around you that can help you if you have any problem, right? So that in online classes, maybe some of our students may live in Awasa, for example. Some of them in Redwa, some of them in Bahar, some of them in Mekelle, even some of them in Jimma, Gambela, wherever it is, even abroad, right? So how we can create as there is someone who can help them. There are a strategy for that. Of course, when we say instructor presence, we can ensure instructor presence from 3 dimensions. One is persona, the other is social, the third one is instructional. Persona means like instructor's personality and the teaching, how we can create a feeling or how we can create a feeling among our students about their instructor's personality and his teaching style, right? We need to create these feelings, what type of teaching style he is using, what he like, what he don't like in the class, what type of student he prefer and what type of student he don't, what type of students, like in terms of engagement, what type of engagement he prefer. Did he prefer like active participant or he prefer like moderate participant in the class, right? What type of personality he has, what type of teaching style, so that even if he is not there in the class, so they need to learn about these things. Social means like how we promote a student to student interaction, a student to the instructor interaction, a student to the content even interaction. So we need to have some strategy that we can use in order to promote this. An instructional dimension of instructor presence is like one of the role of teacher is guiding a student to learn, coaching a student to learn, supporting a student to learn from each other, right? There is no instruction like enforcement from the teacher. The teacher's role is guiding. The teacher role is supporting. The teacher role is coaching kind of things. Therefore, how we can do that thing is in the online platform is the thing that we are going to learn in these modules. So, at the beginning of the class, most of the time, we need to use the videos, short videos, maybe photos sometimes, maybe narrative, short written materials about us, so that we can introduce about us to our students. So some of the strategy we can use are here. We need to be very approachable for our students. Like for example, I say, if you have a problem, please call me on this number between these times period, like from 2 in the morning, from 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening, so that I informed you about this thing, right? So that you can call me anytime you want during that time. I am approachable, that means. And sometimes I encourage you or I support you, right? That is, I am approachable, right? So that is one way to ensure an instructor. You need to be very approachable person, ready, right? And the other one is showing your face often. That means when, like, for example, today, like, you see me, right? So that is one way to create an instructor presence. So when you share information with your students, announcement, whatever it is, you better use video, not audio. That is good. That one creates an instructor presence. You need to be very responsive. If your student asks something, don't wait unless you can't, right? That is what I'm trying my best to respond. Like, you more or less, like, this group's engagement is okay relative to others, but like, you need to engage like that. You need to ask if you have a problem, whatever it is. You need to do something on our Telegram groups. If I see that things, unless I can't, I will respond it automatically. That is responsive. I am responsive. That means I will respond to the student's request. For example, some of you last time asked me about, you have like kind of portal error, things like that. I try my best to respond to you as soon as I can, right? Some of you actually wait like somehow, because like, I saw the thing, but I need to log into the system and things like that. Sometimes it need both my phone and my laptop, because the thing is like connected. Because of security reason, I cannot easily access the Arizona State University's platform to create a contact, or Ministry of Education's platform to create it's not an easy task thing. It's because for security reasons they make it like that. That's why I just I didn't respond to you automatically, but like, I did it at my earliest times. So I try my best. I think about that too much, so that I try my best to respond to you automatically. So I am responsive on that. And participating. Sometimes if you ask some questions, as an instructor, I need to participate. And the other one is emphatic, supportive, reassuring, and available. These are some of the technologies that we can use in order to promote instructor presence in online platforms. So, general tips to promote instructor presence: sending out welcome letter, posting announcement, facilitating in-depth thinking through online discussions, providing detailed specific feedback, reaching out to struggling students, making connection to the real world application, and providing clarification when needed are some of the things that you do, or some of the strategy that you can use or follow in order to promote instructor presence. For example, some of you, like for example, Dr. Ojulu asked me, like, he's struggling with technical related problem, and I have scheduled like different time for him to visit me or to like help him, right? So I need to do like that. So you need to reach. That is one of the strategy to promote instructor presence. You need to schedule, and you need to reach, and you need to support struggling students. Any student who has a technical problem, or like even conceptual related problem, or like an instructional related problem. So that anyone call me, anyone ask me whatever he wants, I try my best to respond, because I'm at my maximum, of course. I try my best to follow these strategies in order to ensure my presences. So that is good things. So I also recommend you to follow the same principle. The other one is approach for instructors introductions. So instructor introductions, or like sharing your introduction about yourself with your student, is one of the mechanisms that you can use in order to ensure instructor presence. Here is some of tips. Why record an instructor introduction? What is the reason that we need to share instructor introduction with our student? One is, it is a key to creating instructor presence. In order to create instructor presence, we need to have that videos and share with your student. Right? That is very important. They need to know you, right? They need to know who you are, your qualifications, your experiences, why you want to be a teacher, or those things. Provide your background and personalities. What you like, what you don't like. That's what we call it, personas. And create a relationship with your students. That video help you to have a relationship with your student. Show your expertise. That's also one mechanism that you share. For example, if you see my Padlet self-introduction, if you read that thing, it help you like to understand who am I, to know who am I, right? My experiences, my exposures, my role in the university. Even it's not updated because now I got like I'm a library director, but I didn't update that information. I need to do that thing. So we need to do all those things. Like that things help you, like your students know you very well. That's very good. So what should an instructor introduction include? On that instructor introduction, you better talk about a bit about yourself, your education background, or your level of your education levels, your background, things like that. What got you interested in your field of or in your teaching? For example, if you teach research, why you want to teach a research, or if even why you want to be a teacher, right? Your hobbies, your interests outside of the academia, your pets. So you better talk about these things. But this is not like one size fits all. Like you can choose your own, and you can talk whatever you want to talk, or you can share whatever you want you share with your student, right? So you can do whatever it is. But here is this is some of the example that you can do or you can follow. So this is all about this training. Now there are 3 major assignments. Even you need to write them. The kind of open response assessment, that you'll see at the end of module 5. The first one is instructor presence video script. It is not a video that you are going to record, but the script. The script means it is the written part or the written things, not the video part. So that you are going to share video scripts, means it's not video record, rather the video scripts. So there are 3 questions here. The first question say what type of video that you want to have, or what type of video script that you want to share with us. You can choose one of these. So that question number 1 says choose the type of video for which you will type the script. So you are going to choose, or you need to choose one of these things. Are you going to write video script for instructor introduction? So that are you going to introduce yourself so that you can talk about your name, your education background, and your interests, what you like, why you want to be a teacher, why you want to teach that specific course that you are teaching. That is about you, detail about you, right? So that, like, if you choose instructor introduction, you are going to introduce yourself. The other one is course overview videos. So if you want to overview about one course that you are teaching, maybe research methodology, for example, so that you need to talk about that courses from the beginning to the end. That means the background, learning objective, the content of that courses, the assessment approach, all those things. Even the assessment approach, all. And the third one is major assignment description videos. If you want, so that what you do here is that you need to choose one of these choices or alternative. You don't need to select all of them, just only one. So you are going to do, you are going to answer. So for question number 1, you have to choose one. Then question number 2, how will the video be used? Now, how you are going to use that video. That means you don't need to record the videos. So you are going to tell us the thing that you will do in the future when you develop online course content and when you start delivering online courses. So in order to ensure instructor presence, for the question, like for example, let's say I choose instructor introduction video here, so I'm going to introduce myself. So my answer is instructor introduction, for example. You can choose whatever you want. So here, now what you are going to tell us is that you are going to tell us how you are going to use that video. That means one, when you want to use it. Is it at the beginning of the semester? Is it at the end of the semester? Is it in the middle of the semester? Whatever. When you want to use it. One. The other one is where the students will get that videos. Is it on the home page of learning management system? Are you going to send them by email? Are you going to send them through a Telegram? So how you want to share that video with your student or where they can get it. So things like that, how you are going to use, whether that video will be downloadable or not, things like that. So prompt 3 of 3, that is question number 3, write 2 to 5 minutes. That means 250 to 750 words. That is very important. 250. I will count it. By the way, there I can use Google's Google Words or Google Doc. We need to even use Google Doc to count whether you actually meet this limit or not. Most of the time, many trainees actually write less than 200 words. So that you if you do like that, you are going to lose some points. Make sure that you are writing from 250 to 750 words. That's very important. When you write, try to follow these rules. When communicating, make sure to be clear and concise. 1. Organize your thought in logical manner. 2. The third one is use language that show you are an instructor who approachable and want the student to succeed. So that in that video script should more or less reflect about this thing. It must be clear, easy to understand. You don't need to make it very complex. It must be concise, and it must be also the flow must be logical in the logical manner, well structured video. Like for example, if you want to introduce yourself, like you need to start from your name, then your education background, then your work experience, and then why you are interested to teach, why you are interested to be a teacher, things like that. Then your hobbies, then what you do outside of the academy and things like that. So the flow must be like very concise and also it's very, very well structured. So that is very important. As much as you can, you have to follow that. And also you need to be like very smart, approachable, and you need to be very positive. You need to reflect that as you are positive for students, want to students to succeed. So you have to more or less reflect these ideas. So this is one assignment. It has 3 sub-questions. Another assignment or second assignment is lesson learned reflection. Here it has 3 sub-questions. The first one is the following reflection will ask you to review the notes you have taken over the training and translate them into your personal takeaway. One of the problems that most trainees do is that concerning this question, they actually share or like submit summary of what they read. That is not the point. The point is from that summary what you learn. Note that this reflection should indicate personal takeaway, not summary of the concept. It's not about the summary. It is what you learn. Personal takeaway means personal takeaway are topic and the learning point that made you change the way you want to consider or do your works in the future. So when we say personal takeaway, it is a topic or learning point that changed your mind. Maybe previously how you think about how you online learning, support for online learning, or how you think about online pedagogy, how you think about social constructivism. Then after this intervention, how this intervention, specifically that point, change the way you think, change the way you do. Therefore, what you do yesterday and what you are going to do tomorrow matter here. So that you have to explain like that. Yesterday I thought like this, or I think like this, but now it's not, that one is not correct. Now I'm going to do this thing in this ways. So you have to tell us in this way. So often start with this statement like, I learned that I need to reconsider, right? Based on that specific topic, I'm reconsidering the way I do something. So you need to use those words. This is reflections, like personal reflection number one. There is also reflection on what you learned in the Padlet video discussion. What you do there is that you need to read and watch that video discussion, and then you need to tell us what you learned from that video discussion. It's not about the video discussion or Padlet video discussion that you are going to tell us. It is what you learn from what new things you get from that video discussion. So we want to know the specific key points and the takeaway you learned from your colleagues. It's not about the summary. Some of trainees say like, one of my respondents or one of the respondent in the videos say from Addis Ababa University, like that, says about Telegram, these things. That is not what I am looking for. Rather, what you need to say is that what you learn from what he said. Okay, you talk about Telegram, then okay, now maybe previously you didn't think that Telegram is a good platform for communication, but after you watch that videos and now you noticed that Telegram is the best technology that we can use for communication, especially for real-time communication, and now you change your mind and now you start to use Telegram, right? It's like that. We are looking for ideas that talk things like this. The other one is be as specific as possible so that we know what you learned from the specific material in flip video discussion. Don't be general things. Be as specific as possible so that you need to talk as one specific. If you are talking about Telegram things, talk about how the videos change the way you think about Telegram, not about the general videos and things like that. Be as specific as possible so that we can know what you learn. And please know that don't submit general summary of the use of Padlet. People do, most of the trainees do like that. General summary of what they learn. That's not the point. The point is it's personal takeaway, simply. Personal, what you learn. What is your takeaways? What you get from that? How these things or that specific issue change your mind. So you need to tell us these things. Reflection on what you learned on problem solution discussion. There is also a problem solution discussion. On that problem solution discussion, people respond for different solution, for different problem. That is, you remember in module 0, anticipated problem. On anticipated problem, you shared with us some of the problem you anticipate if you start online classes. Now in module 4, different participants need to respond for that problem. If you anticipate like electric is one of the problem, or internet is one of the problem, or if you talk about digital literacy of your student is one of the problem that you anticipate if you start online class, then different participants try their best to give you a solution for your problem. Now, what you do is that you need to read all the solution that they propose. Then how that solution for that specific problem change your mind. So still you are going to tell us the specific key points and the takeaway from that problem solution discussion. Not about the summary of that thing, not about the advantage of problem solution discussion, rather what you learn from that communication. Tell us what you learn from that communication, how that communication change your mind, and things like that. The last one is, the third question is action plan reflection. Here is what you do is that you need to tell us your short-term goal and the action plan for that short-term goal. Short-term goal is a goal that you are going to implement it immediately after this training. Once you complete this training, what you are going to do immediately. That means after a month, after 2 months, after 6 months. That is immediately. So you are going to tell us short-term goals and action plan for that. You need to write the step that you will take in order to achieve what you stated or in order to meet. The other one is smart long-term goal and action plan. Here, long-term goal may be something that you are going to achieve it concerning e-learning, digital content development, whatever it is, related to this training, of course. It must be related to this training, or it must be related to like digital or e-learning related intervention. Maybe you want to take another course, you want to build your designing, developing and delivering skill maybe after 2 years, or are you going to design and develop and deliver 1 or 2 courses after a year, after 2 years, whatever it is. So if long-term goal means maybe take long time, so that you need to also be very careful when you select time. Smart means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bounded. Therefore, we check whether your long-term and short-term goal are smart. It must be specific, it must be measurable, achievable, relevant and time bounded. Therefore, you need by what? By when? There must be time frame. That is very important. Someone say that I will do these things. Yes, I will do these things after this. No, you have to tell us when you want to do it. Is it after a month? Is it after 2 months? Is it after 3 months? So that time is very important. So you need to frame that activity by time. So this is the end of the modules. Now, next step. After you complete this training, if you successfully complete this training, there is another training or the next training, which we call it how to build courses in OpenEDX learning management system. Because now you are experiencing this OpenEDX learning management system from the student perspective, but in the coming training, you are going to experience OpenEDX learning management system from teacher perspective. In that time or on that time, you can create course share in this OpenEDX learning management system. You can load a course content. You can design a platform for active student engagement. You can share resources, and even you can grade setting. You can do all this activity and even beyond this. So how to build courses in OpenEDX learning management system is the next training that you need to expect after you successfully complete this training. But this is a precondition. Successful completion of masterclass Foundation for Excellence in Teaching Online is a precondition to start this training. This is a precondition. So thank you very much for your time. This is all what I want to share with you. Now, let's give you time to ask a question or to share your concerns concerning this training, whatever problem you have. So let's give you a chance. Do you have any question, comment, suggestion concerning my content or presentation, concerning this training content, whatever your concern, you can share with us. ችግር ካለ ሼር ልታደርጉኝ የምትፈልጉት ነገር ካለ አሁን እድሉ የእናንተ ነው። ሌት ጊቭ ኤ ቻንስ ዋትኤቨር ምንም አይነት ችግር ካለ ሼር ልታደርጉኝ ትችላላችሁ በዚህኛው ፕላትፎርም። ችግር ካሌለ እናመሰግናለን ስለመጣችሁ። አይ ቲንክ ዶክተር ጁሉ ካሌለ እዚህ ካለ ያው እሱ ያገኘኛል ከዚህ በኋላ። ሶ እዚሁ ጋር ማቋረጥ እንችላለን፣ እዚህ ጋር ማቆም እንችላለን። እንዳልኳችሁ ላይብረሪ ውስጥ ያላችሁ ችግር ካለ ጠይቁኝ። ቢሮ መታችሁ ከጠየቃችሁኝ ብዙ ነገር አግኝታችሁ ትሄዳላችሁ። ብዙ ነገር in a sense like I can help you a lot like እንዴት መሄድ እንዳለባችሁ ምን ማድረግ እንዳለባችሁ like that maybe ይሄ ትሬኒንግ በዶክተር ተመስገን እና ዶክተር ለማ ለላይብረሪ ውስጥ ለሚሰሩትም ከስፔሻሊ ከዲጂታል ላይ ያሉ ሰዎች መውሰድ አለባቸው ብለውኝ ነበረ ከዚህ በፊት። ለዛ ነው ታደሰ ከዚህ በፊት እንደነገርኳችሁ እና አብዱ እና ጌታቸው እና መለወርቅ እና ሌሎች የወሰዱት። እናንተም በዚሁ ኦፖርቹኒቲው የመጨረሻ ስቴፕ ስለሆነና ብዙ ሰው ስላሌለ unfortunately ይሄን ኦፖርቹኒቲ እንድትጠቀሙ ብለን ነው እናንተንም አድ ያደረግናችሁ። ሶ ይሄን ኦፖርቹኒቲ መጠቀም ጥሩ ነው። ስፔሻሊ ወደፊት ደግሞ ዲጂታል ላይ መስራት ለምትፈልጉ ወይም አሁንም እየሰራችሁበት ያላችሁ ሰዎች ይሄ ትሬኒንግ በጣም ለእናንተ ይጠቅማል። ለምን ትሬኒንጉ የሚያወራው እንዴት ነው ኮርስ ኦንላይን ዲሊቨር የሚደረገው ነው። እና ሪሶርስ ደግሞ ዲጂታል የሆነ ኮንተንት ያስፈልገናል። ስለዚህ ሪሶርስ ኢቡክ እነዛ ነገሮችም ያስፈልጉናል። ስለዚህ ጀስት ካይንድ ኦፍ እጅና ጓንት ነው ማለት ነው። ማስተር ክላስ ትሬኒንጉ ዲጂታል ላይ የሚሰራ ሰው እና መምህሩ እነዚህ ሶስቱ ነገሮች በጣም እንትን አላቸው ተዛማጅ ናቸው። እና እናንተም ይሄንን ትሬኒንግ ሲሪየስሊ መውሰድ ይኖርባችኋል። መውሰዱ ጠቃሚ ነው ለእናንተ አይሴ ላይክ ጠቃሚ ነው ቢኮዝ አይ ኖ ጠቃሚ እንደሆነ ስለማቅ ነው። ከአጭር ጊዜ በኋላ ስለሚጠቅማችሁ አላችሁ የሚባልበት ጊዜ ስለሚመጣ ነው። ስፔሻሊ ዲጂታላይዜሽን ላይ ለሚሰሩ ሰዎች ያችን ነገር መያዙ ለእናንተ ይጠቅማቸዋል ብዬ እመክራችኋለሁ። ቴንኪ ቬሪ ማች ስለመጣችሁ በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። በዚሁ እናቋርጣለን። ቴንኪ ዩ።
እናመሰግናለን ዶክተር።
እሺ ዶክተር እናመሰግናለን ለዚህ ሰዓትን ጊዜ ሰጥተህ ለእኛ መብራት ስለሰጠህን እኛንም ኮሜንት ስለምታደርግ እናመሰግናለን።
ኦኬ ቴንክ ዩ ቬሪ ማች። ችግር ካለ መታችሁ ጠይቁኝ።
እሺ
ቻው ቻው
ቻው።